there's a car company in the United States called Saturn. Now, Saturn built a car, in fact, built a whole new company. It's a division of General Motors, but it's a separate company, to approach the American car buyer in a preferential way. Their research showed that American car buyers were terrified of two quadrants. This one, they were afraid of the hard sell. The car salesman goes, I got the car for you. Come on over here. This one's got your name on it, buddy. Here are the keys. America goes, no, don't do that to me. They were really afraid, and that's why car salesmen in America have such a bad name. And the second thing they're afraid of is that the car you actually give me is going to be a bad car. In America, we call it a lemon. Like, ugh. So Saturn looked and said, you know what? There's two quadrants here that are completely undeveloped. They haven't been cultivated in a way that's going to be preferred by this customer base. And what do? They put their focus here and here. If you walk into a Saturn dealership today and you're interested in one of their cars, you'll start walking around the showroom, and of course they have cars. So at some point you might pause and take a look, and you're looking at one of the cars, and a person who works there will come up to you and say, hi, how are you doing today? And you'll probably say something like, I'm doing pretty good. Can you tell me about this car? Those people have been trained not to talk to you right away about the car. Instead, they shift the conversation over to a whole different set of questions. And they start to talk to you about driving. And they ask you, what are you driving now? Do you like to drive? Do you drive a lot? Do you drive for business, or do you just drive to and from work? Where do you drive? Do you drive at night? Do you carry things in the car with you when you drive? Do other people drive your car? What's been your favorite car you've ever driven? Which car did you like the least? And what are they doing with you here? They're exploring. They're getting to know you. They're building up rapport, a sense of familiarity, and they're starting to learn how you are as a driver. At a certain point, you're so comfortable, you go, look, could you sell me that car? They've been trained to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't. What do you mean you can't? I can't sell you a car. I can help you buy a car, but I'm not allowed to sell you a car. Now, you may say that's a very small distinction, but if you're the customer, it's a very important distinction. How much pressure can you get? 0. He's not allowed to sell you a car. So you say, okay, help me buy the car. At which point he says, I'd love to, but I'm not allowed to. What do you mean you're not allowed? No, first I have to introduce you to one of my colleagues. Come with me, please. And he walks you back to the service department where they maintain and repair people's cars. And he introduces you to the service manager. So, hi, this is the service manager. You go, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Come on, let me take you on a quick tour. The service manager takes you back and shows you the computer where they keep records on everybody's cars and the maintenance history. Then he shows you where the parts are kept, and it's sparkling clean, and everything's well labeled, so you get a sense of confidence that anything your car needs, they have. Then he walks you around and shows you all the other cars that are in the shop, introduces you to the technicians, lets you know what they're doing for this car. This one's a tune-up, this one got a little fender bender, we're fixing it, etc. At the end, you feel so confident that they would take good care of your car. And then he brings you back to the person that you were exploring with before, at which point you say something like, I want to buy the car. And then they work out the agreement with you. And then they deliver the car. And I got news for you folks. The Saturn car is not that much different from other cars. It's a good car, but other companies make good cars too. But after 1 year in business, the Saturn Car Company threw a birthday party for itself in Kentucky, which is where they have the factory in the United States to manufacture the cars. 40,000 people drove there at their own expense to be at the birthday party because they had that kind of feeling about their car. What did Saturn do? They looked at the 4 quadrants and said, there's a big opportunity missing here. Now, I want to give you one more example of somebody in a very personal line of business who's done an outstanding job of providing service in all 4 quadrants. And as a result, a business that many times is considered just this in her case, has consistently become this. And it's about a travel agent. A travel agent. Now, for most of you, if I say, do you have a travel agent, you think, well, yeah, I've used this one, and maybe I used to use that one. And if I ask you, why did you switch? You go, well, I like that one, I didn't. It was mostly transactional. And if it was good, you went back for another transaction, another ticket, another time. If it wasn't good, you'd change on a moment's notice. So let's say you're walking along one day, and you decide that you're going to take a vacation. So as you walk down the street, you see one of the windows of a travel agency. It's got posters inside, etc. You walk in, you say, hi. And the woman behind the counter says, hi, can I help you? You go, yeah, I'd like to go away on vacation. And she says, great, where do you want to go? You say, I don't know yet. She says, oh, when you figured it out, come back and tell me. I'll write you the ticket. Okay? Are a lot of travel agents like that? Yeah. But not this travel agent. The travel agent I'm going to tell you about, her name is Irene. Now you walk down the street, you figure, I'm not going to go to that travel agent. And you see another travel agency. And there's the window, and it's got the posters, and you walk inside. And the woman jumps up. It's Irene. She says, hi, can I help you? You go, yeah, I'm thinking of going away on vacation. And she says, great. Where are you going? You say, I haven't made up my mind yet. And she says, well, that's okay. I send a lot of people away on vacation. Let's talk for a minute. Do you have a few minutes? You go, well, yeah, I do. She goes, great. What kind of vacation are you looking forward to? Do you want to go to a cosmopolitan city center where you can see the museums and go shopping? Or do you want to go skiing in the snow? There's lots of snow now in Europe. Or are you interested in? And you go, well, actually, I kind of like warm. You know, I like beach sports. And she goes, oh, sea, sun, and sand. You go, yeah, sea, sun, and sand. She goes, we have lots of places with sea, sun, and sand. You go, that's terrific. She says, how long are you planning on going for? You say, well, I've been looking forward to this vacation for some time, maybe 7 to 10 days. She goes, oh, 7 to 10 days? You can go all over the world with 7 to 10 days. That's terrific. Are you planning on going alone, or is somebody going with you? And you say, no, I'm going to go with my wife. She says, oh, good, you're going to go. Going to bring the kids? No kids with us this time. Ah, so are you looking for kind of a romantic getaway, or are you and your wife more sporty? And you say, no, we're actually a little more sporty, but we don't want to have no romance. I mean, it's going to be a vacation. And she goes, not a problem. Let me see now. We've got a lot of different places. Do you want the really recluse sea, sun, sand, and that's it? Or do you want a place that's also got some shopping and culture and museums in the downtown area? Because we got both. If you go to the Maldives, sea, sun, and sand, and there's nothing more. But if you go to some of these other places, there's other things to do. And you say, well, I'm not sure. I'd like to talk this over with my wife. And the woman says, no problem. Let me get some brochures for you. And Irene pulls out this brochure and this brochure and this brochure and hands you 4 nice brochures. It says, now look, this place is like this, and this one at this time of year is like that, and I'm not sure exactly when you want to go. You said it's going to be sometime within the next 6 months. If you go soon, this is good, but if you wait a little longer, then the temperature changes. Why don't you take these all back and discuss them with your wife? And then when you've made a decision where you want to go, come on back and I'll be happy to help you plan it. And you look at all this, and you remember the last travel agency. And you say, what'd you say your name was? And she says, Irene.